Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of Real Estate Rescue with Greg Ferrera. It's been a little while since we last had this experience in the market. Now, let's take a look. It's fall, right? It's been a long year. We're post COVID by what, 5 years now? And the markets are starting to adjust more back to historical norms. And I've said for a long time, it's November, December, the last couple months of the year. I call it overtime in real estate. And the reason I do that, having been in this business for what, 30 years now? Since about 1995, mid 1995, I started this journey. And what I would share is this last couple months is an opportunity for people who haven't made that transition yet, right? Maybe they were thinking about it this summer and they got busy, went on vacation. I joked a little bit and I said on my radio show this last summer, I think a bunch of people went camping and they didn't come back. Well, they're back. They're looking. Buyers are looking. Sellers who are actually starting to get motivated. Sellers who need to sell more than not are starting to say, okay, maybe I should consider some options that I wasn't going to consider and I wouldn't consider this last summer. Today, they're getting more motivated. So, as a buyer right now, can I get a 4% interest rate? Well, I don't think the lenders are giving them to you, at least not for free. The market looks like it's probably running around 6. Your government loans, the VA, FHA loans, a little bit under. There's some opportunities there, but I'm going to share right now, you can still get an interest rate in the 4s. Well, Greg, how do you do that? Well, it has to do with motivated sellers willing to help you as a buyer through your purchase, help you with closing costs, and help you in what we call in the industry a rate buy down, which means they credit money at closing towards your interest rate and your costs to buy your rate down, either temporarily, there's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year buy downs, or permanent buy downs, which are, those can be pretty costly. But even a 2 or 3 year buy down can be really nice and help you. We're talking $200-300 a month, maybe more, depending on the interest rate and the opportunity. So I'm helping a lot of people right now get into situations, transactions, home sales that they didn't think were possible. And I'm going to say, 90 days ago, this last summer, they probably weren't. But a lot of sellers are getting real with what's happening in the market across the country, quite frankly. I have contacts from one coast to the other, from the Atlantic to the Pacific, Texas, all over the place. And they are saying the same thing. People are starting to get a little more flexible, a little more open-minded, if you will. I talked about here on one of our shows a few weeks ago, sticking your heels in the ground. We need not be stubborn. We need to be open-minded, willing to work with each other just a little bit. And I made some notes, and I just was kind of looking at those. What do we need to do? Buyers are willing to be open. We have, an opportunity right now where if we close in the first part of December, we have no payment in December, no payment in January, first payment due in February. So I always say if you make a purchase around this time of year, you might have some extra money for the in-laws and the outlaws, or for yourself, maybe pay some bills off, put money away, do any number of creative things, buy something nice for yourself for the holiday. But what a great opportunity and a time to take advantage of the market. We're uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen after the first of the year. Now, there's all kinds of predictions. I think that the current administration is going to put heat on the Fed and try and get those rates down. Now, if they get them too far down, which is great for buyers, you're going to see another little run on the market. That won't be as much fun when we're competing again for homes. When you find the right home, you don't want to have to raise the price and fight with other buyers and get in all these challenging situations that a multiple offer situation can bring about. Not a whole lot of fun. So take some time, reevaluate a little bit. I'm always happy to help. Questions, you can comment below. Always like and subscribe, please, so we can continue to do this with you. Lots of things coming up for the new year. I'm really excited. We're trying to do a show or two a week for you. And what I love about what we're doing is we try to mirror the opportunity that we have right here with you in the time of year. So please Always like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments below, I will continue to do this with you and I'll try to stay relevant. If I can do anything, let me know. Always want to help. I wish you the best. Holidays right around the corner. Stay tuned. We'll be back for the next show and I'm going to talk about sellers and what they're up to. So we'll be back in touch real soon.